Hello, collective. Welcome back to Love, Light, and Life Affirmed, your daily affirmations for self-love and growth. Hi, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. So, you guys, welcome to your Tuesday Shadow Work Oracle Message, Part 1. So, as usual, I'm going to check in. We're going to talk about some aspects of our shadow that we all have that most of us are not aware of, and some that we are, but generally most people don't like to address. So, my goal is to always bring information about our shadow sides to the collective, give some advice, a little bit of wisdom in pertaining to the shadow, because it should never be something we're afraid of addressing or talking about, especially because none of us are perfect, right? Everybody has a shadow and a light side. It is just about which side you choose to use more in your daily life. There should always be a balance between the two. So let's begin. Welcome back, all of my current followers and subscribers. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. You guys are absolutely amazing, incredible. Thank you for all the love and support of the channel. It means the world to me. Thank you for allowing me to bring the messages to you for the collective. My goal is to hopefully help you to deal with a situation in your life that's maybe been very difficult for you, even if it's something pertaining to your childhood. Okay. Welcome in all the new followers and subscribers. Welcome into the channel, you guys. I'm so glad that you found us. Welcome to the Soul Tribe. I always pray that the messages are useful for you as well. Okay, you guys, let's see what topics we need to discuss today. See what's going on in my collective and what's the most important shadow messages at this time. Okay. First one that came out here is Wounded Healer. The wound is the place where light enters you, empathy, healing, and purpose. A lot of us can be called wounded healers in the collective. A lot of us have been through trauma in our life. A lot of it, for some of us, some not so much. A lot of disappointment, heartbreak, hurt, loss, pain. It is a common thing that we've all experienced at some point, especially if you are of age, in your teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and above. Because life seems to kind of make us go through experiences and challenges. And I think a lot of the times some people feel, I don't know, sometimes they are cursed with bad luck. I think sometimes people feel like they can't ever make a good choice in life and bad things always happen or things never go their way. But I challenge you to look at life from a different perspective. First of all, none of us have control over the family that we are born into. That's to start. And, some people have better experiences when it comes to quote unquote family. I use that term loosely because I feel family is how we define it, and everyone defines family differently. But just in this term, in regards to family, I'm talking about the family you were biologically born into. We don't have a choice in that. And again, some of us have great experiences with family, with our parents, our siblings, and some of us have really bad experiences. And again, those are not things that are any fault of yours or were a choice that you had to make. But the result can definitely determine the direction your life goes in. So, again, whether you had a good experience or bad experience, it doesn't mean that we still don't all experience pain, loss, grief, trauma. So, a lot of us can be called wounded healers, especially the group of us who decide to work on healing that trauma, that pain, that loss, those disappointments. And being a wounded healer means that you are able to empathize with others. It means that you now have a purpose in life to help give knowledge of how to heal to others around you, to the people that you care for, so that they know how to handle maybe the things that you went through that maybe they are now experiencing or will experience. So I think anyone who can be called a wounded healer should be commended, because it means that you have gone through trauma, disappointment, loss. You have experienced negative things in your life, but you chose not to make you chose to not allow it to make you bitter. You chose to allow it to make you wiser. You took the lessons from that trauma, that loss, those experiences, and you made it work for you. You made it something abundant that allows you to now help others, which is an amazing thing. And some of you may be on this journey right now. Confront fears. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek: bravery, healing, reclaim. Yes, in order to be a wounded healer, you have to be able to confront fears. When you have experienced trauma, it creates this cave that a lot of people hide in. And when I say hide in, I mean their true feelings, their true emotions, but it shows in their actions. It shows in their relationships. So although people may think that they are hiding the trauma, the broken heart, the disappointment that they've experienced, I don't think they realize that it is seen in the actions that they take and how they treat the people that come into their lives that care about them. You know, they look at people and there's a level of mistrust for everyone because they've been disappointed and hurt maybe a lot of times in their past, and they never had a chance to heal. So in order to become a wounded healer, you have to be able to have courage and bravery and reclaim your power and confront the fears from those situations that hurt you. Be able to gain a new perspective of maybe why you had to go through that experience, because that experience in turn created the person you are right now. It built your character. It gave you thicker skin in dealing with external factors. It gave you wisdom in knowing how to deal with people differently. If you're having a problem with confronting your fears, again, it is part of your shadow. It means that there is a level of trauma that most likely you've been avoiding, that you need to now confront and look at. And you need to be brave to do so. It's key to see the need to avoid discomfort, understandable, but also to overcome it and thrive. So it's time to confront your fear in order to make progress. Again, becoming an avoidant is a natural trauma response. It's almost like a level of protection for the mind. And it's most of the time unconscious. Explore feelings. Delve into insecurities and unresolved emotions, authentic closure and peace. Right. So again, by confronting what you fear, confronting the trauma instead of avoiding it, exploring those feelings that you feel, feeling through those emotions that you felt when you dealt with that trauma. Yes, it's almost like a dark night of the soul. It's not going to be a fun experience to take a look back and really look at it, truly look at the truth of what happened. Because sometimes the truth is hard to accept. But by delving into those feelings, you realize those feelings, that trauma created a level of insecurity that you still hold possibly today, and unresolved emotions that you were never able to express towards the situation, persons, people that were involved. You never gave yourself the ability to forgive the people involved or even yourself. Because again, we all have a level of ignorance in a situation until we gain the knowledge, until we gain the wisdom. I think people blame themselves a lot for the things that they go through, but understand that at the time you didn't have the same knowledge that you have now after you've gone through the experience. The most important thing is now taking the knowledge and wisdom and lesson that you've gained and now applying it to your life, using your discernment, using your intuition, learning to trust yourself to make a better choice the next time you come across a similar situation. This is how you're going to become authentic. This is how you find a level of integrity with yourself and with others. This is how you give yourself closure in order to find peace and in order to find peace of mind, which is priceless. But you have to go through the healing. Yes, and it is a mental contest. Like I said, it is going to challenge you mentally. But strength isn't from winning. Strength isn't from avoiding. Struggles define how strong you are. The things that you've gone through, that you've survived, and you've survived it because you are listening to me right now, because you are here today, because you are still moving forward. You are not stuck. And some of you may be in the process of working through these things. So maybe you do feel stuck right now. But I promise if you give yourself compassion and you step forward with courage and bravery and confront those things that you are afraid to look at, no matter how hard it feels or ugly it can get, once you have addressed it, it no longer has the same control over your mind, your body, your spirit, the actions that you take, the doubt that you have, the insecurities that you feel. You will regain control of who you are mentally. You are reclaiming your power by doing so. And the things that were repressed will now come to the surface. And you will be able to release them. Yes, deception in the reverse. A slippery slope erodes trust. Honesty fosters connection and authenticity, integrity, transparency, and trust. Deception in the reverse means that you're not deceiving yourself in how you feel about a situation. You can trust that what you feel is valid because your emotions are valid. Do not push them away and make them seem non-important because you don't want to address it. Don't talk yourself out of how you feel about a situation. Maybe anger, the resentment, the hurt. Those are valid feelings that should be transparent, that should be made clear to you and maybe clear to the other people involved in the situation. Because if, again, you push those away, push those down, push those in order to hide them, you are deceiving yourself. This is telling you you can't even trust you. This is showing that you don't even have a level of integrity for yourself. So don't push away and deceive yourself. Be transparent in how you feel. And show yourself compassion. Embracing imperfections helps you find strength, growth, mindset, resilience. Exactly. Collective. You have to show yourself compassion. Again, you didn't know what you didn't know at the time in the situation that you were in that caused you pain or the trauma that you went through, whatever the experience was. But you have resilience because you are here still today, because you are choosing to push forward. You're choosing to heal and to confront those fears, not avoid what you're afraid of, looking deeper into your feelings in order to gain your mental clarity, in order to gain control back of your mindset, in order to address the insecurities that come from those external factors, in order to stop deceiving yourself. Show yourself compassion, forgive yourself, forgive others so that you can free yourself. Yeah, just have courage. This is the message. Confront your fears and have courage. Stop hiding. Show up and let yourself be seen, your true self. Address the fear. Be vulnerable. Vulnerability allows growth. Ego and pride stunts growth. Ego and pride is a mask, although ego is necessary because ego is what tells us to get up and go to work and take care of the things we need to take care of. But there is a certain level of ego and entitlement and pride that keeps you stuck, that keeps you from growing, healing, and evolving. Feathered omens. Even the sweetest bird harbors fierce intentions, self-deceit, illusion, and secrets. Like I said, if you have a lot of secrets from your past that you've been keeping from everyone, the people you love, your friends, even yourself, because you just didn't want to address it, you have been deceiving yourself. Deceiving yourself on the inside while portraying yourself as this beautiful feathered peacock on the outside is illusion, is an illusion you've given yourself, maybe for a level of protection for your mind. Maybe you're not prepared or ready to address it, but you are deceiving you. You are not coming from a true, authentic space. So nobody really knows you. And how can people really love you if they don't really know you and who you are? All right, get you some life advice here. What's the advice for the collective? Cavern of Secrets. Unveil the hidden wonders within the shadowy depths of enigmatic secrets and concealed wisdom. Like I said, it's time to open up. And not just to anyone about your secrets. I would never suggest that because not everybody has good intentions for you. But if you do have a trusted source, someone that you can be open with and talk to that will understand and listen to understand or understand, not listen just to respond. If you have that safe space, it's time to maybe talk about some of the things that are weighing you down that will help you relieve some of that pressure, and it'll ignite your soul. Embrace the mysteries of life. Stay open-minded and embrace the wisdom that unfolds from everyday experience. Yeah. It's time to reignite your own flame, your own soul. It's time to reclaim your soul that I feel has been lost, possibly. Yeah. A lot of you have been planting seeds of potential over this past year. And like I keep saying in a lot of my messages, that it is time for harvest. It is time to reap the rewards of your work that you've put in. So if you have been working on your shadow, if you have been working on your healing, if you have been addressing those things that were very difficult to look at, but you have been courageous, you are starting to see the differences within yourself emotionally, within your relationships. People are starting to see you differently, see you shine differently, see you walk around with a smile, and they don't understand what you could be happy about because maybe that was not your normal demeanor. But you don't have to say anything. It's being shown. You are sprouting. Plant the seed of potential and nurture its sprouting promise with care and intention. You have been intentional in the work that you put in. So again, it's time for harvest. Almost there. Persist with faith, for you are on the brink of a breakthrough. Your efforts are about to bear fruit. Confirmation. I love when my cards give me my confirmations. It just excites me to be able to know that I'm connecting truly with the collective and I'm really giving the message that needs to be heard at this time. Wish granted. The outcome may not be exactly what you want, but it's what you need. Another confirmation that you are on the right path. Like I said, healing only reaps rewards, even if it feels hard during the process, even if you are struggling with dealing with accepting the things that have happened, letting go. The fact that you are putting in that effort will only give you that breakthrough that you truly need and want. Yes, your wishes will be granted for your efforts. Love it. Yeah. Feather of hope. White feathers may be significant to someone. They're actually very significant to me at this time. Grasp the feather of hope, a delicate symbol of upward promises and an uplifting future. The only way from here is up, collective. Once you start to heal and work on yourself, your future can now be uplifted. And it's because of the choices that you are making to be better and not bitter, to learn the lessons, gain the wisdom, and apply them. Also, beautiful. I love that. Let me get you some messages from the cosmos. The advice. Listen to your body and do what it is asking of you. So some of you may need some self-care at this time. Listen to your body. It's telling you something. That is definitely your intuition. Whether you need more self-care, whether you need to eat better, you need to, stop eating a certain food. Maybe you need to get out and move your body. You need to move the energy through you to help your emotions move through you. Take a walk, take a run, just be out in nature and move your body, move the energy within, and it really helps with transmuting that energy. What else? What's the other advice? Okay. Stop pushing against what is. Align with it and move on. You know what the situations are or was or is in your life at this time. Stop fighting it. Stop resisting whatever it is right now in your life that you need to address, handle, do a choice that you need to make, an action you need to take. Stop resisting it. Align yourself with it so that you can move forward. You must forgive if you want to be free. Do it for yourself. Like I said earlier, forgiveness is about you. It is not about the other person. You have to forgive yourself. And so you can be free, so you can progress in life. And let your feelings out, all of them, even the ones that scare you. There's a lot of fear. Again, when it comes to shadow, which I completely understand, it is normal to feel fear, but your feelings, never be afraid to express your feelings. Never be afraid to express your feelings. Never be afraid to express your feelings. Feelings are not a weakness. Actually, they are a true strength, especially if you are able to express them clearly from your heart space, not just from a logical standpoint. Truly expressing who you are, expressing how you feel about something, people feel that passion from you. It is something that is felt as it's being heard. It's not just about the words being spoken. The words don't mean anything if they're not coming from a good place, from your heart space, from good intentions, from an authentic place. They are just words written in black ink. So for someone who I'm connecting with right now, you need to truly express yourself authentically, all of your feelings. It is time for you. What else? And confirmation. Be authentic. Anything else is just exhausting. If you are not ready to be authentic, then you are not ready to truly express yourself and let your feelings out completely. Anything less than authentic is not acceptable. Confirmation. So you might as well keep them to yourself. But at the same time, confirmation. Give yourself some credit for doing a good job at this whole living thing. Because honestly, like I always say, it doesn't come with a handbook. It doesn't come with a true guide and instructions on how to handle this thing we call life. So we are all learning and evolving as we go. That's why we all have shadow sides to us. That's why there is no such thing as perfection. It's an illusion. Everyone has cracks in their heart from things that they've gone through, things that they've experienced, trauma, loss, all of us. And for anyone to say that they don't, run fast. Okay? Let me get you Wisdom of the Shadow. If you are here, it tells me that you are serious about your healing journey. If you are here and you are listening, it tells me that you are ready for growth and that you want better for yourself. You want better relationships. You want a better relationship, number one, with yourself and also with others in your life. You want to learn yourself from an authentic place and be able to express yourself and be confident in who you are. What's the message from the shadows? Inner child. Huge one. I'll also take this one. Voice. I listen to the parts of me seeking to be heard. I look at life through the lens of playful curiosity. Growing, expanding, becoming. Still the same human since birth. This inner child shaped my existence. This inner self holds the keys to deeper truth. They are still here, perhaps hidden. Their truth radiates through me. I see through their eyes. So much about our lives were shaped before we were even consciously aware of what was happening. Confirmation. How we perceive love, communication, the world, other people, and ourselves were happening far before we knew how to write our names. Our nervous systems have been tracking and processing information since the womb that forms how we walk in the world as adults. We haven't outgrown our inner child. They are still within us, with many stories to share if we are willing to listen. As children, we are naturally creative and uninhibited. If we were told we were too much of something, perhaps we learned that we needed to make ourselves different to receive love, which led to making ourselves and our emotions smaller to not create waves. Maybe we felt like we were not enough, and so we overcompensated. Perhaps those of us who had quote unquote gifts of sensing energy. We're told that we were weird, wrong, or to stop daydreaming. And so we denied our true nature. Confirmation for me. Check in with your inner child to see what wisdom they have to share. Consider turning to them for guidance in times of uncertainty. Invite play, creativity, and curiosity into your life. Here's something to contemplate on, collective. What pains from your childhood shaped who you are now? What younger version of yourself was your favorite and why? What patterns do you have now that you remember as a child? I would love to have you guys share your answers to these contemplations in the comments, if you so deem. Because these are amazing questions that I think everyone as an adult should ask. It is a reality check for all of us. And then we have voice. My voice is important. I speak my truth. Confirmation. It's time for you to let out your feelings, all of them. I use my voice. I speak what needs to be spoken. Screaming, yelling, speaking, expressing, making it heard, shouting and spewing, loud and silent, releasing, saying yes. Its unique sound, needed, necessary, vital, true, words and energy, feeling and thought, wisdom and remembering. Many of us have been told at some point to be quiet, shut up, don't make waves, or that our voice was weird, too much, didn't matter, or wasn't unique enough. Maybe we haven't felt heard or validated or have had repercussions for speaking up. Perhaps we've felt the beauty of speaking up, feeling heard, and how it supports others when we share our truth. When whatever our story is around expression and our voice, we likely have one that shapes how we speak and share. Our expression through our voice is vital. If we aren't expressing ourselves, speaking our truth, or sharing our voice, then it is likely we aren't living in our fullest alignment or our highest potential. We must be willing to share our voice as if it's vital to our lives, because it is. There are billions of people on this planet. We need every single one of our unique voices. Even if others are saying the same thing, no one says it like you. Become aware of any ways that you have stifled your own voice or made it small. Become aware of any ways you have felt out of alignment in the ways you use your voice. Consider more ways to use your voice, express, speak, and be heard. A lot of people avoid expressing themselves. And sometimes I notice it more on an emotional level than a business level. Contemplations. What stories or feedback have you been told about your voice? Where do you hold back from speaking your voice of truth? What is seeking expression through you right now? Again, I would love to hear about your experiences regarding your voice in the comments. Very good messages for the collective. Thank you guys so much for joining me in part 1 of Shadow Work. I pray that these messages were useful to you. I pray that they gave you food for thought and encouragement to know that as long as you keep going, you will make it to the place where you want to be. You will take your power back. Your wish will be granted. Your potential will start to show its growth. All right. I will see you guys on part 2, but if this is where I leave you, until next time, you guys. Bye.